Ever feel like you're just totally lost in this sea of marketing tools? Like, which ones actually work?
Yeah.
Today's deep dive, we're tackling that with like a whole new way of looking at things.
Okay.
We're diving into the subjective quadrant, or SQ. It's this cool framework from marketing strategist Mike Boysen
Right.
that really makes you rethink how we decide what's good in marketing tech.
Yeah, it's definitely a bold way of looking at it. His article, The Subjective Quadrant for Digital Marketing, it really makes you think differently about like how we figure out what's valuable in Martech because it's so overwhelming.
It really is, and you've probably heard people talking about Gartner's Magic Quadrant, right?
Yeah.
It's a popular way to size up different technologies, but Boysen's saying we need a new way of seeing things. One that really gets to the core of what marketing is all about, getting those valuable leads.
Yeah, and that's where the SQ comes in. It's like a filter for all that noise, helping you find the tools that actually get you results.
So we're not talking about just flashy features or hype. It's all about how well something actually helps marketers hit their goals, like bringing in good leads.
Exactly. And what I find interesting is how Boysen brings in the whole jobs to be done thing.
Right.
Just like a product has to solve a customer's problem. A marketing tool needs to solve the marketer's problem. Lead generation, right?
Okay, so let's break down this subjective quadrant a bit more. Boysen separates things into what he calls planners and executors in the marketing world. Have you seen this kind of split in your work?
Oh, absolutely. You've got your agencies, consultants,
Right.
the ones who are amazing at strategy, the big picture. And then you have the platforms, the automation tools, the social media schedulers, the ones actually making it happen.
And it seems like there's always a disconnect there, right? You can have this amazing plan, this whole strategy,
Right.
but if you don't have the right tools or the tools don't fit with the plan, you're not going to see those results.
Exactly. It's like having like a really powerful sports car, but no idea how to drive it. All that potential, but you're not going to win any races.
Okay, that's a perfect way to put it. So how does Boysen think we should be closing this gap?
He thinks the future is all about bringing these things together.
Okay.
Like, imagine a marketing appliance.
Okay.
That's what he calls it. It does both.
Yeah.
It helps you plan and then helps you actually make it all happen.
That'd be a game changer. But is that even possible right now with what we have?
That's the interesting part. Boysen even says we probably can't even imagine what planning will look like with the tech of the future. It's like, imagine trying to explain social media to someone back in the 80s. They would have no idea.
Wow. Yeah, it's wild to think about. This could totally change how we think about marketing.
Totally. And here's the thing for me. This framework, this SQ, it's not just about predicting the future. It's about understanding what we have right now. And then seeing where we can innovate. Like, what are the missing pieces?
So it's like we're using it as a map, right? To find these hidden opportunities to shake things up. It's like we're panning for gold, but in marketing.
And sometimes the gold is right there in front of us. Think about a company that is so good at their strategy, really targeted,
We've got the planner part down.
Exactly. But the platform they use is just not cutting it.
The executor needs help.
Right. Or the opposite. Maybe a company has great tools, but the strategy isn't really there.
So the SPSQ helps us see those mismatches, right? And then what can we do?
Exactly. So for someone listening to us right now, someone who's dealing with this stuff every day, how can they actually use this? I think it's about looking past the hype. Like, not just going for the newest, shiniest thing,
Right.
but really thinking, okay, does this work with what I'm trying to do?
Yep.
Does it help connect my strategy and actually getting things done?
Yeah, making sure those tools are actually helping, not just adding more chaos.
And here's something to think about. Could you be the one to fix that? Like, maybe you see a planner company that needs a better executor, or maybe there's a whole new thing that needs to exist, something that brings planning and execution together.
It's pretty amazing when you start thinking about the SQ that way. It's not just analyzing. It's about creating something new.
That's what makes this so interesting. We're not just talking about tech. We're talking about seeing things differently, seeing those opportunities that maybe other people are missing.
So to everyone listening, here's something to think about. How could you use this subjective quadrant? What would you find if you look at your work through that lens? Keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep on diving deep with us.